Bum, 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 bum. Hey YouTube, it's your friend Dominic Tringali again with Star Wars Build a Millennium Falcon Model Kit. This is issue 15. Again, $10.99 with every issue after the first. So that brings the grand total up to €157.36. It's really kind of building up here. So we see this lovely orange background color. Lovely orange. I actually like orange. That's just this little side note about me. So let's just jump right into this and see what we got going on with this issue. Oh my gosh. First page, I forgot. It is about the B-Wing fighter. Like the starship, I guess it's Starfighter, that doesn't necessarily get a lot of love. I liked the B-Wing, though I didn't necessarily ever think it really looked like a B. More like a T, but sideways T maybe, a T fighter. You know, you have the Y-Wings, which look like Ys, and you have the X-Wings, which look like X's, but I never understood really what I call as a B-Wing fighter. Anyway, so it's pretty fast, 950 kilometers per hour in atmosphere, Class 2 hyperdrive, all that good stuff. Very good ship for the Rebel Alliance to use in their galactic rebellion against the evil and sinister Galactic Empire. Talking about its modular design, blah, 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 blah. You know, we also then talk about Admiral Akbar. It's a trap! You know, so don't forget good old Admiral. You know, I've heard this before. And I tend to think it's more than just a rumor. But supposedly, George Lucas gave Admiral Akbar's race of the Mon Calamari a name. The name they were given was given to them after he had a lunch of calamari, and thought it was just an apt name. I always thought that was just a really kind of silly, stupid title, the Mon Calamari. I mean, I feel like it was like a joke that just like kind of got written down and then just taken for canon for the actual Star Wars universe. Anyway, very pivotal fighter used in the second attack on the Death Star, or the second Death Star. Blah blah blah. So, moving on, we then have this article about the gas mining of Bespin. We return to Bespin, talking about the planet itself, the Ugnaughts, those little pig people that help rebuild C-3PO, the latex models of their Ugnaught masks. Lots of good stuff about the gas planet of Bespin, Cloud City, good stuff. And then we have this interesting article which continues this kind of minutia of how Star Wars physics works. We talk about how to land a starship, the retro rockets and whatnot, landing jets. On a side note, when I finish this model, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to build a coffee table slash display case where I'm going to put the Millennium Falcon in a glass case set on 4 legs to be a coffee table. And I think I'm going to do some sort of diorama of the Cloud City. So when I'm all finished, that's definitely something I'm going to do when I'm all finished, when I'm all complete with the model. Because I don't want to just like leave it around where little hands can break it. Kids and expensive models don't mix. Moving on. Lots of stuff about landing. Really kind of. I'm really wondering where these articles are going to go, because when you're starting to have a multiple page article on the Millennium Falcon's landing gear, you're kind of running out of steam as far as what you can talk about. And the Millennium, I mean, we got another 85 issues to go, and they're talking about landing gear. So. On a side note, the Millennium Falcon model will actually have optional landing gears. You can actually have them retracted or fully extended. I'm going to have mine obviously extended so I can build that landing platform model. It's going to be cool. And then we just dump right on into the Your Next Step section, this green section, which is really why I'm here today. So let's jump right into it. Part bag 15. Let's go ahead and tear it open and see what we find inside. So going biggest to smallest, like always, we have this exterior hull plating piece, rather large piece. Put that to the side. We're going to be using that later on today when we're test fitting our model. And then we have another piece of framing to go with the last two pieces we got in the last two issues. So those will be going together today. We'll need those for today. And we have this, which is some corridor framing, which we're not going to use today at all in these instructions. So we're just going to put this to the side, and we're going to use it in the next issue. Alright, so we'll throw that to the side. And, like always, we get 3 little bags of screws to utilize. And so let's jump right into actually assembling these 3 pieces together and adding them to our existing framework for the bottom hull. So I've laid out the 3 pieces like so, and included these support struts and this connector adapter piece, and they form into this very trapezoidal shape that seems kind of familiar. So I'm going to go ahead and take the first steps in assembling this thing and show you what that looks like. So here's the framework I've done so far for the lower hull. These 6 pieces you saw me put together a while back, and I'm just going to go ahead and attach this piece to these screw points right here on the support strut, and go ahead and add those screws in, and I'll show you what that looks like when I'm all said and done. Not surprising, that's what it ends up looking like. The next step is to attach this second piece right here along those lines in the same manner as before, forming up along this rib, or what I've been calling the support strut, but the magazine calls it the rib, so the framing rib. We'll go ahead and put that in, and then I'll show you what that looks like when I get it screwed in. So I put those screws in, and then when I look upon closer inspection of the instructions, it says that this should be part number 14, or should be bottom frame 14, but it's bottom frame 17, and bottom frame 14 is right here. So I have to assume, I mean, the picture is identical with this issue. It's identical to what they've already built. So I feel like it was just a misprint. Like they meant to write 17, but they wrote 14. But I'm really hoping later down the line that's not a mistake, because that would be kind of a pain to have to unscrew all that and put it back together differently. It doesn't make any sense to me why that would be wrong. So let's just, for now, let's keep it as it is, because these are the way the parts came to me. So I can't imagine that they screwed it up like that. So I'm just going to do it like this. And the last step is to put this piece right here, forming into this 9-piece framing work. Okay, so let's screw those put that last screw in and see what we look like. So there we go, put that last screw in, and now I have all 9 of these framing pieces linked together. Yeah, looks pretty good. Looks pretty good. So, next step I believe is to start putting together that rib that's going to go along here. So I'll go ahead and do that now and show you what that step looks like when it's all finished. I don't know if you can see real well, but I went ahead and attached this piece of the rib here, and the next step is to attach this piece of the rib here, and then put this bracket sleeve over the 2 of them just like I did over here, and then put the 4 screws in. The instructions were kind of ambiguous as if I should assemble the rib first and then put it on, but I'm going to do it this way, and I don't think it's going to be an issue, but we'll see. Okay, so let me try that and then show you what the product looks like when I get those 2 black screws put in. Yeah, so I put this other rib in, and now I'm just going to attach the 4 gold screws into here, and you'll get to see what that looks like when I'm all said and done. Okay, so all said and done, this is what my 9 pieces of framing look like. I'm going to go ahead and test fit whatever pieces of hull I can put on now and show you what it looks like in the reversal. Alright, so without putting the actual screws to mount the framing to it, it's all very loose, and I don't want to really pick it up at all, because it's pretty much like this now, until I get more framing pieces and they actually tell me to start screwing these into place. One thing I've noticed is there's like there seem to be different colors here. I don't know if that's coming there, maybe they came from a different batch, or what exactly, but the whites don't exactly match up, and you can probably see that in the video. Like every other piece except for these two pieces is more or less the same color, but there's that. So I'm hoping that all works out in the end, or else I'll have to be doing some work over the hole to actually repair it. So overall, this is what, after the end of issue 15, what the product looks like. So I'm pretty excited about it. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's in issue 16. So no big surprise here with issue 16. I'll be getting another framing piece, another piece of the hull, which I assume will go over here. And this corridor piece, which I'll be doing up probably next issue, along with the passageway pieces I got in this last issue. So that's pretty much becoming the norm, I think. Overall, guys, if you liked the video, please make sure to like, and if you're liking the channel, please click the subscribe button. We're almost at 100 subscribers. Just to give this video a date in the history of my channel later on, when I rewatch this video, maybe someday I'll laugh and be like, oh my god, 100 subscribers, how great. And if you have any comments about it, the channel or my segment so far, please put those down below. Okay guys, see you for issue 17.